Today is April 18th, 2018. 7 years ago was the very first episode of Game Theory. Also, it was my 12th birthday. Now, let me get something straight. I really enjoy Game Theory. Or that is to say, I enjoyed Game Theory back then. I was a shy and awkward kid, and I never really grew out of my introverted phase until mid-high school. And during that time, I just wanted to curl up in my own little corner of the world and hide away from everything. And that's where Game Theory was for me. I know it might sound stupid or contrived or even a little cliche, but every single video that he put out back then felt like a gift. Felt like something I could relate to as a shy and introverted kid. And something that could help me relate my favorite hobby, which is video games, to my everyday life. And when I say I've liked Game Theory for a long time, I really mean it. I've been there since almost the beginning, back when he had only around 1,000 subscribers. And I remember rooting for him and hoping that he would make it big one day. I remember his Draw My Life special at 500,000 subscribers, and I remember his big collaboration theory with all the sub-shows on the channel when he hit 1 million. And then he's just spiraled and spiraled and spiraled, and now he's about to hit 10. It's crazy. But not in the way I was hoping for. His content began to shift at one point. And I know this is going to sound obvious and overdone, but it was during the Five Nights at Freddy's phase. Back in 2014, when that game blew up, when Markiplier started playing it, everyone started hopping on the bandwagon. And sure, I know that Matt legitimately enjoys making those theories, and all power to him for doing that. It's his channel, he can do what he wants. But after about 3 or 4 videos, I began to feel a little alienated. It was at this point to me that I saw Matt's attention shifting from his older audience to finding a new, more child-friendly and sustainable audience. And I honestly can't blame him for it. And if he is watching this video, either by himself or in a live stream, right now he's probably thinking of some kind of counter-argument or saying, look at my analytics, or look at my Fortnite theory, where he got over 330,000 participants to enter in their information, and he found the average age was 17. Now this is sort of tangential, but even he only had 330,000 people out of the millions and millions who watch his videos. And it only makes sense to me that the younger would be less prone to signing that stuff. So it only seems natural that it would skew towards an older audience. But that's enough of my game theories. Let's get back to Matt's. I think a major criticism that's levied against him, often, are the jokes. That they rarely land at all, people don't really like them, they think his skits are cringy, and to those people I say, who cares? Honestly, comedy is subjective anyway, and I make a lot of jokes myself. If you watched my last video, you would know that I have kind of a weird and awkward sense of humor myself. So, in all honesty, he can do whatever he wants, and whatever he thinks makes the best content, I urge him to do it, because in the end, it's how he should feel about the content and not how his audience should feel. But that's more of a superficial criticism. I think the major criticism that people tend to send his way is that his theories have a lot of filler content now. Back in the day when he used to make them, they would range between 7 and 12 minutes. Typically on the, in the middle, around the 8-minute range. Now they could be anywhere from 12 to 20 minutes, typically landing around the 15 to 16-minute range. And I feel conflicted on this. Because on one hand, it's better for his business. His YouTube channel is a business, essentially. That more watch time means more views, more revenue, more chances to grow and expand and, pass that knowledge on to other people. I understand that. But I feel like the message that you're trying to convey to a lot of the people gets hurt in the process. For example, he just released a My Hero Academia video on film theory. And the long and the short of it is, All Might has a quirk we don't know about. Instead of being quirkless before getting One for All, he had a useless quirk that could make him big if he had superpowers. It could transform him. And he just, goes into some evidence in the series that proves that this is possible, and that's it. I think that he easily could have done the entire theory in 5 to 7 minutes, no problem. But it stretched out to 15, and how do I put this? What he did was essentially explain the series as if you had never watched it before. And I understand that. There's a good chance that a lot of people that are subscribed to him have never watched it. But at the same time, it's an incredibly popular anime, and he could have just given people the Cliff Notes version. I just felt like the theory was stretched out and out and out. And in the end, even though My Hero Academia is one of my favorite series going on right now, and Game Theory is one of my favorite channels, the video just felt hollow, and I didn't enjoy it. I really felt like there was a lot to be desired. But on the other hand, there are some theories that I would expect to be uninspired cash grabs just based on the thumbnail that actually turn out to be pretty interesting and enjoyable for me. His most recent Fortnite video I really liked. I was one of the 330,000 who signed out, all that stuff. And his KSI versus Logan Paul boxing match? Out of all the dumb ideas you could make a theory out of, I mean, it's topical, but I ended up watching it and I was really impressed. I enjoyed it. And it's that deceptive quality that he had there that keeps me hooked. Like, I see instances of the original Game Theory still there in this new, shiny, ad-friendly thing. But that's not to say that the quality of the series has gone down. Sure, it's shifted, so it's not exactly to my tastes anymore, but one thing that you can't argue with is that Game Theory's quality as a show has objectively risen since its beginning. Go back and look at one of the original videos versus one of his videos now. Sure, you'll have a nostalgia for the originals, but if you look at them side by side, it's undeniable which one is of a higher quality. But looking to the rest of the Game Theory channel outside of, the actual show called Game Theory, I've been introduced to a lot of great channels that I still enjoy to this day because of Game Theory. Gaijin Goomba, Digressing and Side Questing, Trailer Drake, A Brief History, and most recently The Science. Plus they have a YouTube Red series now, and they've got Deadlock. Oh my gosh, Deadlock is absolutely amazing. I think it might be arguably my favorite show on the channel. And also a little side note, can we get Ronnie to make more videos? If not for Game Theory, at least on his main channel. His last upload was 5 years ago and he's only got about 30,000 subscribers. So, yeah, a little note to Ronnie, if you're watching, make some more videos, buddy. Come on, step it up. Alright, and now for the question and the answer that you've all been waiting for. The assumed title of this video, if I haven't changed it between recording it and uploading it. What is the truth about Game Theory? Is it the same? Is it different? Well, based on my ramblings over the past, 8-9 minutes, it's pretty obvious to say that the channel has changed. Not too dramatically, but a bunch of small, subtle changes that sort of creep up over you. As the years go on, they just became more and more noticeable. But I feel like the soul of the channel, its core, is still there. It's still the same. The audience may have shifted, the style may have shifted, and the quality may have shifted. But the desire, the manifesto, you could call it, of the channel to spread knowledge through video games and movies with film theorists is still there. And I still enjoy it, despite the changes. It's funny because back when he first started, or I shouldn't say when he first started, back when the channel was still young, he would do a video April 18th every year as sort of a 1-year anniversary. And now, his next video that he promised is part 2 of his Fortnite video, which is on April 19th. And I feel like that's poetic in a way, that things have shifted away from their roots to a degree where it's noticeable among the quote-unquote true theorists. My last words are to Matt directly. Whether you agree with me or not, and whether you think that your channel has changed, remember that you never know who could be watching, and that you need to stay passionate and do your very best to continue your goal of spreading theories throughout the community. And hey, even if you don't like what I had to say today, Remember, it's just a theory. Happy birthday to the both of us. Congrats on 10 million. Sincerely, a loyal theorist.